Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm kind of doing a little bit of a different video, but I do feel like it would be helpful to women out there and new moms and whatnot. And I know everyone's experience is different, so I'm just sharing my experience and yeah, I hope this is helpful. So in this video, I'm going to be answering a handful of postpartum questions, some of the more common ones that I was asked on Instagram. And then I'm also going to share 4 of my favorite snacks and my favorite lunch right now. So 2 of the snacks will be sweet snacks, and then the other 2 will be more like savory. And then, like I said, I'm going to be sharing my favorite lunch. I hope, like I said, that this video is helpful, and hopefully some of you moms out there can relate to some of the topics I talk about today. So I actually have my delicious chocolate shake over here, which I will be sharing a recipe to this shake in this video. And it has turmeric in it, which I am a huge advocate for turmeric because after having 2 kids, my shoulders were beat. My shoulders have never been so weak, and I ended up going to the chiropractor and finding out that I had chronic inflammation in my shoulders due to carrying babies, car seats, and all of that. So turmeric has been a savior to me. It literally has taken over 75% of my pain, discomfort, and inflammation out of my shoulders. So I'm going to share all the details on this shake. This will be the first recipe that I'm sharing in today's video. I'll be sipping on this as I answer just a handful of questions. So let's jump right in. So the first question is, how do you rest and recover with baby number 2 if you have a toddler to care for? Which is such a great question. This is something that I was very concerned about because my toddler, my 2-year-old Knox, is a wild child. He is very high energy. He has no mercy. He is just like the Energizer bunny. So I was so concerned about my recovery with baby number 2. Honestly, my recovery with my second baby, Elle, our daughter's name is Elodie, my recovery after her birth was so much easier. I didn't tear or anything, and I only pushed for, it was less than 7 minutes that I was pushing. With Knox, I pushed for like an hour and 20 minutes, and I tore. So I felt like my recovery was just a lot harder with Knox, and my lady bits took a lot longer to recover. Walking, sitting, and all of that was more uncomfortable for a longer period of time. But really, you just have to do your best. It was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. You just kind of do what you have to do and rest when you can. I constantly reminded myself, like, you're not the only mom with 2 kids and having to recover while also caring for another child. So I knew that I could do it and that I could get through it. With that said, if something doesn't feel right, don't do it. If you need help, if you can have like maybe your mom come stay with you, a friend, have your spouse stay home longer or whatever, you have to do what's best for your situation. But for me, it was easier the second time around. I just tried to listen to my body, but I was actually able to do a lot more than I thought I was going to be able to. The next question is, how do you feel about Kyle going and doing things now? I find it hard not to get mad. So this one hits home for me because when we first had Knox, this was a huge struggle for me because I had just become a mom and I was like, hold up, like, we're in this together. I'm not going anywhere. Like, I was just in such mom mode that I never took time for myself. I never went out with friends. I, like, for an entire year and a half, I feel like I was just like so, like, almost like trapped in my ways. So when Kyle would want to go do things, I was like, no, because I can't do things. I don't want to do things, which wasn't fair. So I was more likely to get mad at him with our first baby. I have found with Elle and us having like 2 kids now and just like the flow of our life, I know that we both need a break. Kyle works full time. He works his butt off, and I know that when he comes home, it's a crazy madhouse, and half the time I hand both kids off to him and I'm like, I've got to go work for 2 hours. And we just are really trying to do our best right now, and it's a lot. I know that we both need our break, and I find it's easier for me to give him time to go out with his friends or do whatever he wants to do if I'm also taking time. So I make time with my mom on the weekends here and there to go maybe to TJ Maxx for an hour or 2, or I will go do something with a girlfriend, or I make a point to have like mommy play dates throughout the week, which really helps me because then it gives you social time as well. So the answer to this question is yes, I have experienced, I think, what you're experiencing. And my tip would be to take time yourself to go do things as well. And I feel like you'll be less resentful that way of them doing it too. Hang on, the baby just woke up. I'll be right back.
Hello, mommy girl. What are you doing?
I love you. So this is Elodie, for those of you guys who may be new to my channel, also known as Baby L, or Sis, or Sissy, or L Wild. Who's that? Is that just Sophie girl? She had strawberries earlier, so she's got like pink all over her pajamas. The next question is, how often do you work out? I work out 5 to 6 days a week. I work out right at home. I shoot for like a 15 to 45 minute workout depending on what I have time for that day. I really am a morning workout person. Like, I love to get up and get my workout in and just get it like out of the way. But with our schedules and stuff right now, I am just like working until I fall asleep. And Knox has been getting up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not the type of person who can get up at 4:30, 4 o'clock and get a workout in and then be a mom all day. I just can't do it. So I've been working out at night. My biggest tip for getting your workout in every day, especially if you have to work out from home, is to find a Netflix show that you really enjoy. Right now, randomly enough, I'm watching America's Next Top Model, and it's so good. It's with men and women. It's like the drama, the romance, the modeling, the fashion, it's so good. But my trick is to only allow yourself to watch that show when you're working out. So at the end of the night, I literally cannot wait for the kids to go to bed so I can watch an episode of that, put my workout on, do my workout, and then I find myself like stretching for 15 minutes after, just because I want to keep watching my show. So the next question, which is related, is how soon did you work out after giving birth? So with Knox, I waited the full, I think I waited 8 weeks, 6 weeks. I waited 6 weeks with Knox. And then I started very slow and worked my way up. So just a little background, before I had Knox, I was going to the gym every single morning at 5:30. I'd go to the gym for an hour, hour and a half. I would lift. I wasn't like lifting heavy, but I definitely was lifting, and I would get a crazy good workout in. Like, I was most definitely in the best shape of my life before I had Knox, because we got pregnant with him 4 months after we got married, so I was like in tip-top shape. So when I was pregnant with Knox, I kind of slowly started like doing at-home workouts, because I knew that that's what my life was probably going to turn into. So 6 weeks after I had him, I started my at-home workouts. I never went back to the gym after that. I've worked out from home ever since, so for the past 2 years. I honestly would love to go back to the gym, but anyway, oh, you just spit up on my leg. I was wondering what that cold feeling was. And with Elle, I was talking to my postpartum nurse, and I was like, hey, I waited this long last time, and I really, with Knox, I felt like I put myself in a position that I didn't need to be in. I don't think that my body needed the 6 weeks. That's just me personally. Please do not take this as like advice. You need to listen to your doctor and listen to your body. But I just felt like I was in the absolute worst shape of my life after those 6 weeks, because I've never in my life taken 6 weeks off from being active. For me, looking at my body and realizing how far I had to go to get back to where I was like so overwhelming, and it just made it harder on me. With Elle, I wanted a better experience, and so I asked my doctor, I was like, with, you know, my delivery and everything, am I able to get moving and start like really light, you know, body weight workouts and whatnot a little earlier? And she's like, honestly, see how you feel after 2 weeks. If you feel good, start very light body weight, you know, walking, you know, you can do some arm workouts and stuff like that. Oh, that's what I did with Elle. I started doing workouts right at 2 weeks. I felt really, really good. I had no tearing, like I said. I didn't have to have stitches like I did with Knox. And it was just a lot better of an experience. The next question is, what was the hardest part about going from 1 to 2 kids? The hardest part, the thing that pops into my head immediately, is sleep regression. Both of our kids went through a sleep regression at the same time, and it was just like December and January. Horrid. Like, it was horrid. Oh my gosh, Knox was getting up at night. She was getting up like 3-4 times a night, and it was just a nightmare. Kyle and I were literally walking zombies. Now that her sleep regression is over, his sleep regression is over, it's just like we're back to our norm, and we can totally function on what we're doing. They're both sleeping great again, right? The thing that pops into my head that was not hard like the first couple months, but it was hard. It's been hard after that. Like, I feel like our transition happened kind of like, I don't know, around 5 to 6 months, when she was 5 to 6 months old. Knox started to show some of like the jealousy and kind of like, I don't want to say anger towards her, but just like was taking his frustration out on her and whatnot, and that has been really hard. You also don't want to make your older child feel you know, feel like they're always in trouble or feel like the needs of your new baby are now, you know, before their needs and whatnot. So that's been a little bit tricky to navigate, especially because Knox, when he does throw tantrums, they are physical tantrums, and it's like throwing things or hitting, kicking, and thrashing. Like, they're pretty full blown. Yeah, that's been challenging, but we're working through it, and we're learning things. And we're kind of like learning some things and techniques as we go. But yeah, that has been kind of tricky. But with all of that said, I will absolutely say in our experience, baby number 2 has been way easier than transitioning from 0 to 1. And Kyle and I's relationship is better this time around. Like, we're not, you know, we don't feel like we're in such a transition period. It's just kind of like we both look at each other and laugh, and we're like, what the hell is life right now? And then the next question was asking for a list of postpartum must-haves. I think that this was a big part of my hospital bag video, which I'll link down below, but I'll also put a list down below of my must-haves that I would recommend having ready when you have a baby. So one of the questions is asking if I had digestive issues postpartum, and immediately I was like, no, I don't think so. But then I was thinking about it, and I actually did. I definitely had issues, like after I would eat dairy for a little while, I like did not feel good at all. Like, did not feel good, which I never really experienced much before having kids that I can remember. So yeah, I kind of did have digestive issues. The last question, and this is like the biggest question that I get, which is why I'm going to transition into some of my favorite snacks and my favorite lunch right now. That is how to lose weight, calorie deficit, but keep up with your milk supply, feeling defeated and losing weight. That breaks my heart that you feel defeated, because you have no idea what your body is gonna do after you have a baby. It's like one of the craziest things, and it's very scary, at least in my experience with like my first. It was just like, it's so out of your control, you don't know what to expect. So it kills me that you feel defeated, because you shouldn't. If you birthed a child, you need to handle yourself with grace and give yourself time and try to figure out something that works for you. Something does work for you. Something will work for you. You can lose the weight. You just need to figure out what's gonna work for you. You need to make time for yourself as well. If you're not making time to prep healthy meals, if you're not making time to work out, then it's gonna be a lot harder. With that said, I completely get it. Like, I 100% understand. For me, it's the hardest to make time for to make healthy meals, because a lot of the times it's just a crazy house. Like, with 2 kids that are less than 2 years apart, it's wild. And sometimes I grab a bag of chips, I grab a whole handful, shove it in my mouth, chew, swallow, chug a water, and like run out the door. Like, I get that it's really, really hard, but if you want to lose the weight, you have to do it. Maybe on like a Sunday night or something, you meal prep for the week. And you don't have to create all these meals, but maybe chop a ton of veggies and a ton of fruit so it's easy to grab in the fridge, or stock your fridge with healthy food, stock your pantry with healthy food. Don't purchase anything that's unhealthy. If you don't have that discipline or anything, don't put it in your house. Don't put it in your sight, out of mind. Only buy healthy snacks and whatnot. So even when you're starving and in a rush, maybe you grab a banana instead, because that's all you have, or a spoonful of peanut butter or something like that instead of a bag of chips. With that said, I try to have all my snacks and meals very balanced. That's how I keep my milk supply up. The number one thing to keep your milk supply up, at least in my experience, is water. You need to be hydrated. Just chug water all day, every single day. But it's so true. I do find the days that I don't snack often throughout the day, my milk supply is so low. So when I say balanced, like you'll see in my snacks and stuff today, if I have fruit, I'll usually have like some cheese with it, something that's higher in calorie, higher in fat, and has some substance in it. If you're breastfeeding, you know, you need a little bit of everything to really produce good milk. So I try to keep my meals well-rounded with some fiber, some carbs, fat, healthy fat. I definitely don't want to be, you know, dieting, only eating fruits and vegetables and grilled chicken. I just feel like I would be starving all day, and I feel like my milk supply would just like... So I always like think like go back to the basics, like take everything, all the clutter out of my mind about this is good for you, this is bad for you, whatever. All the basics. Okay, we know that a bag of Doritos, we shouldn't be eating a bag of Doritos, okay? But is a sliced apple with some cut up cheese and some cashews a healthy snack? Yes. Does cheese have fat in it? Do some people say you shouldn't eat cheese and like all that? Yes. But like if you're breastfeeding, you need some substance in your milk. just my opinion, just my experience, and it works for me. So I also understand that, you know, some people are vegan or vegetarian, and that creates restrictions, but you've got to find ways, beans, nuts, and things to get that protein and that fat, avocado, in your diet so that you're still producing milk. And those are also things that are more filling. I cannot just eat an apple and call it a snack. I will be hungry 30 minutes later. Like, it just does not work for me right now. I need substance. So those are all the questions I'm gonna answer today. But I'm gonna hop right into my snacks and my favorite salad. Okay, jumping right into what I like to call my chocolate oatmeal cookie protein shake. So I'm starting off with some plain unsweetened almond milk, some whey vanilla protein. I do about 1.5 scoops of this. By the way, I will leave the recipe down below. I do want to thank Danette May and her Earth Eco superfood, Cacao Bliss, for sponsoring this part of the video. This product, guys, is so good. I already put cacao powder into my shakes, but this actually has turmeric and a ton of other great ingredients in it. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, have had issues with my shoulders and inflammation, and turmeric has just been life-changing to me. So I love the way this product makes me feel, and I also love that I can bake with it. You can make chocolate muffins, you can throw it in your pancakes, you can put it in a shake like you see me doing here, and it has such a delicious chocolate flavor, while obviously giving you all these added benefits and whatnot. So I highly recommend trying this out, especially if you don't like taking vitamins or something like that. It's a great way to get a bunch of superfoods and nutrients and turmeric in your body. So then I'm just putting in, you saw me put in almond extract. I definitely meant to use vanilla. And then I like to put nuts in my shake as well, with a little bit of maple syrup to sweeten it, and then some peanut butter, just like a small-ish scoop of peanut butter. And then I blend it all up, and I have a secret ingredient that I like to throw in at the end. Normally I do a chocolate graham cracker, but all I had were Teddy Grahams. So putting a few of those guys in there, and this just kind of gives it that like cookie flavor and feeling. So I just like blend this really, really quickly so you still kind of get the chunks when you are drinking it. Chunks, sorry, that's kind of not the most appetizing sounding word, but it's delicious. Oatmeal cookie shake. By the way, I will leave a link and some details on the Cacao Bliss below if you guys are interested. The next snack that I like to make on a daily basis, and it's so simple and easy, you can actually prep this like ahead of time if that makes it even easier for you, but it's just some type of cheese with some type of fruit and nut. So lately I have absolutely been loving pears, just thinly sliced with some type of cheese, and I actually like layer it up like a sandwich. I never put fruit and cheese together like that before, but oh my goodness, guys, this combo, pear and sharp cheese specifically, is like my go-to, but so delicious and filling and easy on the go snack as well. So something I have been loving lately is actually guacamole, and I say it that way because I never liked avocado, and I wanted to so badly because it's such a healthy snack and fat, and there's so many different things you can do with it. So I started making guacamole, and one of my friends puts Greek yogurt in hers, and it is delicious. I don't know why, it just makes it a little lighter and like more mild in flavor. And then I just do some salt and pepper. You can kind of season it however you like, but something about that Greek yogurt in it just makes it so good. And yeah, I've been loving it. I also love to now put it on toast, and I definitely think it's a flavor that you kind of have to get used to, and you can almost like train yourself to enjoy. So yeah, I love making that, and I do eat it with just some chips for a little more substance and carb. And then this is my favorite lunch right now. This tastes like a salad that is from a restaurant. It's so good. I love this Little Leaves Farm lettuce. It's so crisp and delicious. So I'm throwing some of that in a bowl, and then I like to cut up some strawberries, cucumbers, and scallions. And then I like to take some chicken and kind of shred it up. And then for my mayo, I use this safflower mayo, which is so good, and it's a healthier kind of alternative to regular mayonnaise. And then I mix it in with the chicken, and then I top the entire salad with everything. And then I love the Brianna's or the Drew's organic poppy seed dressing. That's my favorite. And then to top it off, I do some almonds, walnuts, or cashews. This is so delicious. Please try this out and then comment down below. Let me know how you like it, because I feel like this salad is life-changing. And then one of my sweet tooth snacks that I love to do is yogurt with like my take on granola. I love these Heavenly Hunks, and it's just like a little oatmeal square. I crumple them up with fruit, and it tastes like yogurt and cookie dough. So that is absolutely it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed this, I know it's a little bit different from what I eat in a day. If you want more videos of just like my favorite snacks and meals, comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.